I'm engineer Hatem El-Banna. I have been working in construction for more than 30 years, starting from the site. And then I have the PMP certified, IPMA certified, and a lead green associate, and a higher diploma in international construction law, and a higher diploma in total quality management. And I am a consultant in project management, and I studied a lot about emotional intelligence and leadership and many, many other things. This is not the important thing of our session today. First, I need to talk about something. It's very important for a good engineer to be in the site for a certain time, not to be in the office all the time. Also, the site engineer or the engineers who work in sites must have knowledge, must learn, must get knowledge all the time, not depending on his presence in the site and conquer all the events in the site. This will not help him in this age. This is what I was keen of, not to be in the site and not to learn many things. And I'm proud of this, because this gives me a real experience, a real something. I'm not doing things and doing office work and not being in the site, not to see what's coming, what's going on in the site, smell the concrete, the smell of the concrete, and getting dusted, and have this old soil or everything soil on you. And you have to be knowledgeable. You have to get degrees. You have to go to and learn, not to leave yourself just in sight. This is just I want to say, and it comes to my mind just right now. Talking about project controls in Agile methodology. Today we'll see, is Agile methodology suitable for construction or not? We will see now. Okay. We'll see now. We'll see now that it's starting from the IT people who invent the Agile. Does it suitable for construction or not? And if it is suitable for construction, does it have controls, or is it something like a chaos? Some people say it's a chaos. Some people say no, it's not. It's very good for construction. We'll start right now. I love this saying. It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It's the one that is most adaptable to change. This is Charles Darwin, and it's not in biology or not in science, but also in business and also in construction. In these days, stability and certainty are history right now. So leaders and researchers make a big effort to give us a model or something to move on, to do and to do our work, to do our business with it, like VUCA, like TUNA, like other things. Is this related to Agile? Yes, it's the same concept. Agile history in 1986, someone, Nanaka and Takuchi, give us a method for project management called rugby team. And I don't know why rugby team. Mungkin baseball team or football team, whatever. It's something you score a goal and getting back. Score a goal and getting back. Okay. Then Sutherland and Schwab named it Agile. And I pronounced it Agile. Before it was to me Agile. And when I see everybody here, they call it Agile. Whatever. In February 2001, it gets more formally. 17 software developers met at some place in the United States, and they developed, Utah, right? It's Utah, in USA, and they invent this because they suffer a lot. IT people suffer a lot. They have delays, they have cost overrun. They can't proceed, and at the end they give the customer something else, not what he wants. At the end, it's like pages, interfaces, And at the end, when he finished everything, he said, no, this is not what I want. So he have to make the work like chunks, like segments. So they invent this. Some years later, the construction people get this and use it. Some said this is good for construction. Some says no, it's not good for construction. It's only for IT people. It's very successful with IT people. And if anyone from IT here, he's doing Agile very well. But construction, debateful. The Agile methodology, it's a collaborative, flexible, needs cross-functional teams. It depends on teamwork. It depends on iterations. It's flexible, and it absorbs change. It accepts change. In the traditional method, when we have a change, it's something like the client is mad, is angry. Why change? Why? Consultant said, no, it's not a change. So it's something like a fight. But in the Agile method, we confess, we know that there is a change, and we accept this change and dealing with it. This is the traditional method. Waterfall, predictive. Of course, you know all about these names. It's starting from the requirements of the client up to the maintenance. And plan all over. One plan from the beginning to the finish. Can you imagine this? Without any change. And he claimed that it will be like this from the start to the finish, and everything will go all right. But in the Agile method, it's iterative. Actually, this is one of the iterations. It has to be many circles like these. Iteration. I'll try, and if it does not succeed, I do another one as another one. And also, break the work for chunks, segments. And at each one of these, I get value. I get something to get to bring up to my client. This is the Agile values. It's individuals and interactions over process and tools. This is horrible to old-fashioned, old school. Working software over comprehensive documentation. That makes sense. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. This is horrible to the contract people. He said that customer collaboration is more important than contract negotiation. What about the rights? What about saving the rights? How could I do this? Responding to change over following a plan. The planners will be very angry for this. It's responding to change other than make one plan from the start to the finish. The Agile principles, it's talking about the welcome change, teamwork, software, simplicity, self-organizing teams, reflect and adjust, to be adaptive. Why using Agile methodology? Why we have to use Agile methodology? Agile. When end user does not know exactly what he wants, and this happens. Maybe he knows about the project, about his product, but there is no specific standards, specific specifications. The details is not there. He know about the things like blocks of buildings, but he has no data. Still not there. When there are constant variables and the changing priority. When we have larger project, more complex. If we start a project that we are not familiar with for the first time, and the client said, I need to build a factory of whatever, and he doesn't know exactly what he wants. When the project has significant issues, when we need a very fast project, when we have certain budget, when we need maximum customer satisfaction. As I said, when you start a project and it's a complex, it's something lack all the information. At the end, after 2 years, you get something what we don't know want. Technology changes. The requirements are not understood well. To use the Agile methodology, we have to be surrounded by Agile environment. We can't work in traditional environment. We have to be agile. We have to be in an agile environment. All of the surroundings, all the people around us are agile. We have access to cross-functional, highly talented team. The agile team must be very talented, knows exactly what he wants, give decisions, trust each other, very high standards of teamwork. Also, the leaders. The leaders must be agile leaders, not to micromanagement. Give a chance to everyone. Just serve them. Make them like another leaders. Make them stars. Give them the chance to rise up and be good leaders and be good decision makers. We have reasonable knowledge about Agile management, of course. Our Agile project, I have a project here. As you can see, these are the quantities of the project. These are the product at the end of the project. It's huge. It's massive. As you can see, biscuits factory. It's a food complex. It's a food complex. The biscuits factory, 5 lines, is about 42,000 meters square. Also, flour mill, 1,001. A macaroni factory, 27,000 square meter. And as you can see, the utility buildings, boilers, electricity, generators, a chillers station, 8,000 tons. 8,000 tons. If anybody from MAB, he knows what is 8,000 tons. It's a whole city. Wastewater treatment plant, a chillers water tank, underwater, whatever. It's very massive. 2 hotels, houses, staff members, many things. See the quantities here. Excavation, 1 million meter cube. Plain and reinforced concrete, more than 200,000 cubic meter. Envelope sandwich panel for more than 300,000 meters square. More than 2,000 employees per day. And total cooling energy, 8,000 tons. Here is half of the project. This is the half, not all the project. And these some pictures. These pictures are in the start of the project and while the project. Not all of them were ready in the start. This is the other section. This is the other part of the project. These are factories, macaroni, bakery, packaging, printing, something we call halawa. I don't know if you know it. I don't know in English. This is the whole project. As you can see, this is a biscuit factory. I'm sorry. This is a biscuit factory. This is a warehouse, a mill, silos for the grain, macaroni, many housing, a hotel, administration building, and many things, many buildings. طبعا utility buildings here at this section. The project started in August 2019. Assumed finish date was after 1 year, almost 1 year. See how big is this? And in 1 year, 1 year and something. But after a month and a half, the scope doubled. And if you can see, oops. This is the second. This is the scope, the added scope. This. This project gives a meal to all the students all over the country. Give them a nutrition meal to all the students in Egypt with vitamins to prevent, illness and disease and whatever. Providing healthy meals to school students all over the country. Fixed budget was available. Fixed budget. And it raised with a fixed budget, not according to the requirement. It's fixed. And the time is fixed. And we have to finish. And we have to get the production lines. And after 1 year, we have to give the meal to the students. Not only the construction. It's like turnkey. You finalize everything. And you have to match the production lines with the structure. And this is very hard. Because we have companies, worldwide companies, who do the production line, like Bosch, these names, these big names. So I have to coordinate When I do the factory, I need to bring Buller, the guy from Buller, and said, this is the drawings, and this is our drawing, this is the model, and we have another model, and we have to match the two models, unless we have something like a flash or something. A lot of changes was expected. The client himself doesn't know exactly what he needs. He said, we will build a factory for student meals, biscuits, macaroni, but he doesn't know exactly. He must get for information, and it's 1 year at the end. COVID, طبعا, the COVID hit the earth in February 2020, so we finalized the project in 2021. It was obvious from the beginning that the traditional method will not work. How? I don't know anything. How to plan from the start to the finish when I have no data? Which planner can do this to me? No, I have no data. طبعا, Agile methodology is not actually a methodology. It's a philosophy, because it's the umbrella for different methods, like Scrum, Kanban. Did you hear about these before? Okay. Crystal. طبعا, the IT people knows about this. Lean, extreme programming, and many other things. But Lean is debateful. Lean is debateful. Why? Lean is talking about, or Lean is about the process and eliminate the waste in the process. It's some kind of agility, but in a different way. It's not like chunks and segments and getting value each stage. No. So it's debateful. We can create a new. So if it is a philosophy, and these are methods, we can create our own method, or we can modify the methods. The first time I studied about Agile, I discovered that we are doing Agile before in our, difficult projects. But we never, the construction people doesn't name it as Agile, but they make it like chunks, and they have meetings, and each, we said after 4 weeks, we have to finalize this and this and this, and get a value. And we will talk about the value in the next slides. Scrum and the Kanban is almost near to the construction. But in this project, it was not exactly Scrum, and it's not totally Kanban. And we will see how. طبعا, of course, the Scrum and the Kanban have like burn down chart, sticky notes, cards, and these things. There is no need to use exact methodology with exact tools. Nothing push me to make the Scrum as it is. No. I get just the philosophy of this. Some modifications are essential to fit with all circumstances, of course. In our project, our method was very near to Scrum method. A high-level program was prepared at the beginning of the project. Not for all the Primavera users and Microsoft, not to be angry. We did a time schedule, but the only thing which is defined well is the end date. Nothing else inside. That's it. You have to finalize at this date. Kanban was there without colored notes. In construction, if you want to just do colored notes and stick it on a board, okay, do it. But sometimes we don't have this, it's very tight. We just do like minutes of meeting with attachments for all the work that we have to do in certain time. The MOM, the minutes of meeting, all finished, ongoing, and missed tasks were recorded in the MOM. And these are the things that in the Kanban. You know about the Kanban? Yeah. You know about the Kanban. Only you. Okay, we'll see what is the Kanban. Okay? The terminology. It's not about the terminology. As I said, agile, whatever. We know what we want to talk about. So if you call it sprint, I don't have to call it sprint in the site. Okay, if you can call it sprint, okay, go ahead. But if it is not, I know that it's a segment. It's from 2 weeks to 4 weeks or 5 weeks. It has to be 4 weeks. They said in their manuals 4 weeks. What about 5 weeks? It's nothing. Sprint review. يعني Scrum. What is Scrum? Scrum is all the people collected to perform this. This is a Scrum. So the terminology is not definitely we are performing in the site. Come to the important part. The controls in project management. And this is the main subject of my session today. Oh, this is the most famous controls in the prediction, in the predictive and waterfall method. After a certain amount of time, you stop and you get the AV, BV, AC, and from them you get the indicators, SPI, CBI, or SV, or CV, or whatever, okay? And then you know that you are ahead of schedule, behind schedule, over budget, under budget, whatever, and you have two options. If you need to move the end date or make a recovery. And this is the controls, and it's widely used, and it's okay, okay? So what about the Agile? Before we get to the controls in the Agile, if you look to the triangle on the right, this is the Agile. Fixed schedule, fixed cost. It's 1 year, it's $650 million. That's it. So what we're gonna do, nobody knows. You can change all the time, change. But this one, the opposite. You have something to do, and you know all about it, and you estimate the cost and estimate the schedule. Did you get this? It took me many days to get this. What about Agile? Agile inverts the triangle, as I said, base the planning instead of the capability base. They call it like rhythm planning, rhythm. Dun, dun, dun. It's like sprints, dun, dun. Not planning, not a whole plan from the start to the finish. We have controls, yes, we have controls. Time-boxed sprint, sprint review, retrospective meeting, get value each sprint, targeting certain budget, redeployment, target value design. You know what is target value design? Make the design for certain amount of money. Yani he told me, I have only 10 million. So make a design that matches 10 million. This is the target value design. Everything is changeable. Okay, we have the decision. Everybody's sitting together. All the people is sitting together. The client, the consultant, the supervisor, the designer, the stakeholder, the end user, whatever. All sitting in one table. Okay? Through tools like sprint planning sheet, minutes of meeting, burn down charts, sticky notes, cards, whiteboards, project can be controlled. But not leaving EVM. I found this. This is the Scrum. And this is the burn down chart. Do you know this chart? Okay, so the first line, the straight line, is the planned line with the certain amount of points, and the blue one is the actual. And after the sprint, you know, there is a gap. There is a small gap here. So we will get these points in the next sprint. And see why we are not getting the final result well. Why? This is what we call a review meeting first, to know what we have done, and the retrospective meeting. Retrospective meeting means that what went right, what went wrong, and how I can solve this, okay? The Kanban. The Kanban is this: to do, ongoing, done, and the colors for priority. If you want to do this, that's okay. But if you can record this in a minutes of meeting or in a software, which I believe it's better, you can put it. But not anyone in construction and in a very heavy circumstances and very tough. You know, construction is very tough. And I spent years in the construction. Yeah, it's a very tough environment. So if you can do this inside the site and put a whiteboard and do that, but we didn't do it. We record everything and we put it in the attachments of minutes of meeting. This is a real experiment. I found this. They do earned value for Agile. Okay. Yani there are references that talk about this, but in my belief, it has no meaning. But I'm sorry, yani, if for my colleagues or for the professors who do this, he make the sprint and he do the earned value. You remember the earned value? BV, AV, and action, and they do the EVM for one sprint. What is this? Nothing to me, but I respect every opinion. Project controls in our project, increased budget during the project. Most of mentioned controls used. Agile EVM was not used. Agile EVM not used. Most used controls, monitoring, sprint velocity, retrospectives, targeting, assigned budget. The most important control in the Agile, and we practice it, is the velocity, the sprint velocity, and the retrospective and review meetings. We have to finalize the certain job in certain time. We have to be very strictful for this. This is the most important control in Agile. If you do, we will do this in 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, we didn't finish it, and we need another 2 weeks, it's not controlled. Forget about control. It's not a complete plan, only sprint planning due to change. Minutes of meeting were the most important tool, and they overrule any other document. Oh, I don't have time, so I have to hurry up. These are as the Scrum terminology, the epic. Epic is many stories, and then the user stories, and then the tasks. In construction, you can name it by these definitions or not. Sprint user, this is another sprint, and this is another sprint. Very important thing when you go to control is a changing mindset. If you have the same mindset as traditional, you will not be Agile. Firstly, and I have to mention it, the contracts. The standard forms of contracts cannot be Agile. Also, the ad hoc contracts, which is very rigid. The contract is only few pages, guidelines, communication, that's it. And it's progress with the progress. Everybody's sitting. So the two parts are there, so they can sign amendment. They trust each other. So they collaborate. And after collaboration, signing something is not a big deal. So the mindset. In our project, on the real ground, parties are co-located or their representatives. So we have to sign anything. Everything changes and you have to sign. Emotional intelligence. This is very important. Emotional intelligence is very important for this kind of agile projects because you have to trust each other. We are fighting in the projects. We don't trust each other. We get job and we didn't get paid. Or the opposite, the contractor is not committed. If the people of the cross-functional teams are not trusting each other, everything will collapse. So, طبعا emotional intelligence, I will not talk about emotional intelligence because this is a big subject. It's have two pillars. You have to know yourself and then manage it, and then you have to know the emotions of the others, and then manage your relationships. And Javis Bradbury, Emotional Intelligence 2.0, a very wonderful book. Servant leader, Bardo, he must be with emotional intelligence because he get this trust and the confidence into his team. They are working under pressure. They have to trust each other. They have to believe in each other. No micromanagement. Success factors and the conclusion. Project controls in Agile must be strictly applied. Team members has to be very talented and very committed to the job. Management by Agile leaders, also the leaders, they must be less resistant to change. Surrounding environment can absorb Agile values and principles. Don't work Agile. Okay. The most important thing, if you want to work Agile, it cannot be with one party and the others not. Yani all the people have to be the agility or the Agile in their brains, and they believe in it. If I am Agile and the authority is not Agile, nothing. If the laws are not Agile, nothing. Everything has to be Agile. One missing from Agile will collapse everything. And this is a very big problem because maybe you are Agile, the client, but we have other stakeholder with a different mentality, or the laws are very old and they cannot match this or reconcile with this. Success factor, take immediate actions, highly adapted to change, deal easily with complicated situation. Achievement by Agile, for our project, we finalized the project in a very limited time. طبعا approximately 1 year, except the COVID. The COVID gave us another additional time. Project adjusted to the afforded budget. The budget is fixed. So we do the designs and we do everything. You cannot change the method. You can change the material, but with the same specification. Get exactly what customer needs. He is sitting with me. So what he requires, we already in one meeting. So everything is according to his requirements. Not to give him a surprise at the end and give him something which is not needed. He's not want. This is not what I want. Finally, Agile can be succeeded in construction. It was used decades ago, but we don't know. We use it, but we don't call it anything. We have these meetings, we have 4 weeks, and they get the value. 2 years. Some opposer or averse people say, but in IT you can get a value after 2 weeks or 4 weeks. But what we can get from the construction in 2 weeks or 4 weeks. This is very short time. But in this project, we have values. Because some of the projects, some of the buildings, we just look grading and give it to another contractor. So we get value. Or buy this to another investor. So we get value. We build small building to serve the project. This is the value. Maybe the fence. When you finalize the fence in 5 weeks, you are getting value. So I can get value. So people talking like this is not accurate in their talks. EVM, or Earned Value Method, or management, used for controlling Agile projects, I believe it's not important as the case in waterfall, as I said before. Minutes of meeting with attached tasks and attached monitoring of the job is a very important document. A high-level CBM schedule, for the people of schedule not to be mad at me, we can do a project schedule, but higher level, like last planner system. You know the last planner system? You just plan for, the higher level, and when you come to a detail, you plan again, and then plan again. It's something like this. But you don't, in this project and similar projects, it has to be with a higher level schedule, not a detailed, because you don't have information. Final product can be very different at the end. You can start with something and end with something else. And this is a fact. Okay? We change the factories. We change the areas. We stopped some of the project. Maybe the building is 2 floors, and while you are doing the project, implementing the project, you said it's 1 floor. Okay? So everything is changing. Success of our project is a proof of success of using Agile methodology in construction. So the project is now working, and the meals are there for all the students in the schools of Egypt, and we succeeded. And this is the project, finalized, very huge, 650 million at that time. COVID struck us while the project, and we do it right, and it's already there. The president himself come and opened this project, and we called it Silo Foods, by the way. Agile is okay, but with very strict measures. One of the most important measures, the velocity, the sprint velocity. One of the important documents is the minutes of meeting and the team. And everybody has to be agile, not one, and the other one is not agile. The laws, our luck that we have people that can give decision immediately and finalize everything immediately. I think I get to the end of my session. I hope you get benefit or you enjoyed it, because I know there is 2 kinds of presentation. Not formal, or scientific, not scientific. It's only 2 kinds of presentation. Even it is interesting or boring. I hope that I was from the first one. Okay, if you have any question, I'm here for you, please.
Can a project that is relying on an agile methodology like Scrum survive without a Scrum Master?
Can a project, excuse me, again?
Is a Scrum Master important or integral to the success of the project?
Yes, as I said, we almost do Scrum.
Yeah.
But if you call the Scrum for burn it down and you have to do a burn down chart, we can, as I said, Agile is a philosophy. It's not a method. And because if it is a method, I can adjust the Scrum. It's about chunks, segments, and cross-functional teams, and getting value each chunk. If you do this by any tool, it's okay. Like Kanban. Kanban is talking about sticky notes on a whiteboard with colors. If you can record on a software, another software, if you can record what is done, what is on progress, and what is not will start, and you put them in a good software, it's okay. You call it Scrum, Scrum Dash, Scrum Plus, call it what you want to do. So this our method, or I think this method is very important. One important thing. What about the traditional method? Is it finished? No. If you have a very simple project and you have all the information and you have everything clear, don't do Agile. You will get in a mess. Really. If you have something repeated, very simple, everything is clear, very short, not very long time. I think we have to do the project very fast. You can start with technology and end with another technology, and this is a disaster for factories. Yes, okay. So I responded to your question. You can use Scrum. Scrum is okay. Maybe some features of the Scrum, according to your situation, according to the team. If he can do burn down chart, it's okay. If he has to give it the same terminology, it's okay. But it's working. It's good. It's very good. Okay.
With your fixed cost and fixed schedule, how did you manage like outside disruptors, things like weather or permitting or things that you can't directly control?
This I cannot control, but I can control the method of construction. I can control the material. I can change the material. I can change if I have a building with 3 floors and it's okay, I do a redesign and make it 2 floors, I will go again to the certain fixed budget. There is many ways to adjust yourself to a certain budget, but you have to be flexible.
Sir, how many people were involved in the crew? If you made that decision and said we got to go from 3 course to 2 course, how long did it take before the money guy said it's okay?
Repeat the question, please.
You make a design decision.
Yes.
To meet your target value.
Yes.
How long from the time you propose that new design?
Yes, I get your question. Everybody's there. The representatives are decision makers. They are empowered. And even the decision makers themselves are attending the meetings. So they get the decision while we are sitting in the table. You have the client or his representative, and he said, we will change this signature at the same table. It's very short time for this project. You get the question?
For those decision makers, this was the most important thing they had going on.
Of course. Of course. Of course. If you wait for, give a request and then he will study it and bring it to you back, it will take 3 to 4 years, at least. Yes, okay. Thank you very much. I hope it's okay. Thank you.